Hi my dear students, how do you do? I hope you're all fine and healthy. My dears, I am happy to be back to present another lesson for you, my dears, which is the continuation of our grammar, which in our writing section we left off on page 148 last lesson, and we will continue, okay, finishing that in this lesson. My dears, I want you to go to page 149, okay, and here we have activity B. We did activity A, okay, and we also talked about simple past with regular and irregular verbs, okay. We said that verbs can have regular form and irregular form for the past, and you all know just by looking at this box and this one, okay, you will be reminded of all of those things. In activity B we have what, my dears? It says complete the questions with you, meaning use you, the pronoun, and the correct form of the verb, okay, then answer the questions, okay, use your own answers. This is the question. You make up the question, then you answer based on your opinion. Use your opinion. Okay. For example, look at number 2. How I did number 2. When did you take a test last week? So we don't have you. Okay. You have to add you, and rewrite the question. In the past form. When did you take a test last week? It was on Monday, for example. That is the answer. Okay. When you turn the page, you see 8 more, parts of activity B. Number 8, it says, who did you see last weekend? Okay. For example, I said, I saw sadness behind the smile. For example, okay. This example, this answer is poetic. It's like as if a poet wrote this, writing poems. You can write any answer you wish, okay? Use your opinion. There is no right or wrong here. Any answer, will be absolutely okay. And for the other ones as well. Do not forget to bring you, okay? To bring you. When we go to activity C, my dears, we have what? In these sentences, okay? We have mistakes. We have errors. So our job is what? We check the sentences for the correct past verb, simple past verb. If it isn't correct, we fix the, errors. Then we write C if it is correct. If it has no problem, write C. If it has problem and it has mistakes, don't write anything. Just correct the mistake. Like these I did. Okay, look at number 1. I have a very funny dream last night. Okay, because we have last night, we should say, I had a very funny dream last night. Look at number 2. My father graduated from a top university. So this is talking about, past. So you should say, my father graduated. You have to add this D, from a top university. For number 3, it says, he spent very much money during his last month. Okay, during his trip last month. Sorry. So instead of that no, we should have didn't, because this is a negative sentence. So you underline it, you cross it, and you correct it with didn't. He didn't spend very much money during his trip last month. And for number 4, this is correct. I got a package in the mail yesterday. I got a package, meaning someone sent a package to me and I got it. I received it. So as you can see, the verb is correct and the subject is correct, and there's no problem. So you write C. I want you to correct the other ones, and if it doesn't have any problem, only write C. That will be enough. My dears, for our writing skill. In our writing skill, okay, for this topic we have sentences with and, okay, my dears, and works like a conjunction, okay, it's like a link to sentences. We have 2 types of sentences here. We have simple sentence and compound sentence, okay. So it's important for you to know. In simple sentence we have only one idea. There is only one idea in the sentence. Okay, a simple sentence can have two subjects and two verbs. Okay, in a simple sentence, we sometimes have two subjects and two verbs. Okay, look at this one. My friends and I play soccer on the weekend. Okay, so we have two subjects, I and my friend, and one verb. Okay, look at the second example. Alan studies in the afternoon and works at night. Okay, so we have Alan, one subject, studies, one verb, and works, second verb. So in the second example, we have two verbs and one subject. So this is called a simple sentence. Why? Because there's only one idea here. It only talks about Alan. Okay, it only talks about Alan and that he studies in the afternoon and he works at night. Okay, or the first sentence, my friends and I play soccer on the weekend. There's only one idea, playing soccer. That is the whole idea. In the second, example, is studying and, working. Okay, this both of these two, are related to Alan. So there's only one idea. Okay, and it says in simple sentence, it's important for you to know. In simple sentence, it has one idea, even though there are two subjects and two verbs. Okay, for example, we may have two subjects and two verbs, but the idea is only one idea. It talks about only one thing. That is the point. It only talks about Alan here. What Alan does in the afternoon and what Alan does in the, at night. But in compound sentence, the situation is different. Both parts of the sentence have a subject and a verb, and there is a comma before and. This is how you recognize compound sentence. My dears, we have and before and we have a comma. Okay? On this side, we have a subject and a verb, and on this side, we have a subject and a verb. So we have two subjects and two verbs. They are linked, these two sentences are linked by and a comma before and. Okay? Susan is a top student, and she's an excellent tennis player. I went to the coffee shop, and my friend and I talked for a long time. So you see and, you see the comma, so that is a compound sentence. This is how you recognize a compound sentence. But for simple sentence, we don't have that. Okay? We do not have a comma before and. We only have and. For example, and there's only one idea in simple sentence. But for compound sentence, we sometimes have two or more than two ideas. Susan is a top student. This is one idea. She's an excellent tennis player. Another idea. Okay? So, that's it. My dears, when you go to activity A, in activity A, on page 151, it says, label each subject S and each verb V and underline it. Okay? And underline and. When you see and in the between two, sentences, okay, underline it. Then write the number of the subjects and verbs. For example, here we have two subjects and one verb. Look at number 2. Joe's, okay, this is one subject, made a good decision and got a degree in accounting. Okay, we have one verb, another verb, so two verbs, and one subject. One subject and two verbs. And we also underlined and. This is, what you have to do. Look at number 6. Last year, Joe's became an assistant manager at his bank. Okay, so we have, as you can see, one subject and one verb. So one subject and one verb. We don't have and. Do you see and here? No. So we don't have to underline anything. So this is for this exercise. My dears, once you are done with this, you go to exercise B on page 152. And here we have what in exercise B? It says, read the sentences, underline and, label each sentence, as a simple sentence, SS, and a compound sentence, CS. If the sentence is simple, write SS. If it's a compound, as we just talked about, write down CS. Look at number 1. Tara Van der Veer was born in 1953 in Boston, Massachusetts. Okay, so this is a simple sentence. Okay, we only have one idea. It only talks about Tara Van der Veer, okay? Look at number 2. She attended Indiana State University. Again, one idea. So So that's why you have to write SS. Look at number 5. In 1985, she accepted a position at Stanford University. Stanford University is a university in the United States, and she moved to California. Okay, so look at this sentence, my dears. We have two subjects, subject number 1, subject number 2, accepted and moved, two verbs, okay, and we have and, but before and we have what? We have a comma. So this means that we have two separate sentences, okay, so that's why we have a comma before and, we have and linking these two sentences, and we have, you know, two ideas. Here it says she accepted the position, and here she moved to California. So two ideas, you know, there. So we write CS. Okay, and I want you to do, you know, the other ones just like you know how I did, my dears. And there you go, my dears. You know, I will not give you more than this, you know, homework. This is enough for this lesson, my dears, and we will, you know, do the remaining and your unit assignment, because I have to explain the unit assignment in detail to you guys, so you have a clear idea how to do the unit assignment. And I also have to, you know, show you a sample of, you know, the assignment here. Okay, thank you very much for listening and watching, and we are getting closer to finishing, you know, the book. And I want to congratulate you, you know, all of you, you know, for being dedicated and determined, and for being hardworking, you know, in your homeworks and your jobs. And my dears, be sure that you will, you know, get your rights. Okay, you will, those who, you know, do their best to do the homeworks and to do their duties, okay, will be rewarded fairly. Okay, this is a promise. Thank you very much again for listening and watching. I love you very much, and bye bye.